So just to clarify, you've said that you tend to monitor your symptoms throughout the day.
Yes, I'm always looking out for feelings in my stomach.
And why do you do that?
Well, I'm worried I might have bowel cancer, and I just need to make sure that I notice any new symptoms and not let any symptoms pass me by.
And what impact does that have on you?
Well, I don't know. I want to feel reassured, but whenever I notice any new pain or any new symptom, I just feel really anxious.
Would it be okay if we tried out a little experiment?
What would that be?
I wonder if you'd be able to take your right hand and hold it out in front of you.
Okay.
So what I'd like you to do is, for a period of a minute, I'd like you to focus on your hand and notice any sensations or symptoms that you get. Make a mental note of them and I'll ask you about them in a minute's time. Would that be okay?
Okay.
Okay, so what did you notice?
I felt a coolness on the back of my hand and an itch, and I also noticed a tingling in my thumb.
And what about your left hand?
Oh, sorry, you asked me to monitor my right hand, not my left. I know what you're getting at.
What is that?
Well, when I monitored my right hand, I noticed things that I wouldn't have otherwise have noticed.
And your left?
Well, I didn't notice anything. I wasn't scanning.
So what does all this mean in terms of your stomach, do you think?
Well, I know what you're trying to teach me here, but I really do get pain in my stomach, and it's not just because I'm looking out for it. The pain is real.
Were you imagining symptoms in your hand then?
Well, no, they were real too.
So what does this mean?
Well, the sensations and pain is real, but the more I look out for them, the more likely I am to notice them.
And when you notice them, how do you feel?
Anxious and stressed, and I feel even more worried and more convinced that I have cancer.
So you've already told me that you experience flashbacks. How often do you get them?
Yes, usually a couple every day.
Would it be okay if you told me about the image or the images that you see?
Yes, it's always the same image. I can see this dog gripping my arm, and I can almost feel that pain again.
And what happens to the rest of the world around you?
It just kind of fades into the background. I don't even notice it.
I'd like to teach you a technique to help you manage these flashbacks better. Would that be okay?
I'll try anything.
It's called the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. When people experience flashbacks, it's like they lose touch with the here and now, and the flashback takes over their body and mind. Grounding helps to bring you back to the here and now and reduces the distress.
Okay.
So as soon as you notice a flashback, I'd like you to notice 5 things that you can see around you. You can say this in your head to yourself, or you can say this out loud, but for today, I'd like you to say out loud 5 things that you can see in the room around you.
Okay, so you, the curtains, your computer, the carpet, and my bag on the floor.
Great, so now notice 4 things that you can hear.
Well, my voice, the whir of the computer, the passing of the cars outside, and the wind.
Next is what you can feel or touch. For example, I can notice the back of the chair on my back. Can you tell me 3 things you can feel or touch?
Okay, so the toes in my socks, the back of the chair on my legs, and the rings on my fingers.
Good, so what about 2 things that you can either taste or smell?
Well, I've just finished my coffee, so I can still taste that, and yeah, I can still smell my perfume.
Okay, and lastly, we turn our attention to our breath. So just do some really nice, slow, calm breaths, just like we did with the calm breathing exercise. We'll do 3 today, but you could do more if you wanted to.
Okay, I've done 3.
What did you think of that technique?
Well, I'd like to give it a go. It would be really good to get some control back. I'm not sure I can remember all those numbers though.
That's okay, I'll send a handout, but don't worry about the numbers too much. The main thing is that you notice all your different senses and bring your attention back to the present.